Maria and Ingvar are sheep farmers who live in isolation on their farm in Iceland. There, they devote themselves entirely to the daily chores, from harvesting hay to feeding the flock, always assisted by their faithful dog. The flock is remarkably fertile, with the females giving birth to beautiful, healthy lambs, which boosts production, exceeding that of previous years, despite the challenging weather. Although this was good news for the business, the couple carried a deep sadness, the difficulty of having children, something evident in their rarely cheerful faces. Work was their priority. However, there was a secret surrounding the flock. On the coldest nights, a mysterious presence would visit the sheep, and a frightening sound could be heard in the shadows, frightening the animals. Before continuing, please like and subscribe to strengthen the channel and stay up to date with all the summaries released here. That afternoon, after marking the puppy's ears, while they were having coffee, the dog's barking caught their attention. One of the females was having difficulty giving birth, stuck. It was then that a huge surprise was revealed. From inside the sheep, a hybrid baby was born, with a human body and a sheep's head. No words were exchanged, just fixed looks of pure doubt. From that moment on, their lives took unexpected turns. They began to raise the creature, showing immediate affection for the baby sheep. Ingvar even provided a crib. Little by little, he noticed that joy returned to Maria, even though it was not the son they had always dreamed of, leaving him in a mix of disbelief about the reality of the situation. Maria noticed that the baby's biological mother was prowling around the house, insistently calling for her baby, even when they touched her. This presence continued into the night, bothering the couple, but Maria simply ignored her, closing the window. The love they felt for the baby was so great that they named her Ada. Days later, when they returned from work with the tractor, Maria realized that Ada had disappeared from the house. Despair took hold of Ingvar and Maria, as if they had lost a real child. Near the lake, Maria heard the mother sheep calling for another animal. Running towards her, they found Ada naked, revealing Ada's true sheep-headed child body. The female had torn her clothes, clearly trying to take her to the mountains. The sheep followed them like a desperate mother, and Mary, irritated, shouted at her. Farther! A few weeks passed, and Ada was a little older, bringing much joy to Maria, who enjoyed herself with her daughter on sunny afternoons. Sometime later, not far from there, a car stopped on the side of the road, and some people took a man out of the trunk, throwing him on the side of the road without ceremony before driving away, leaving the man walking aimlessly. The rain began to fall, and the mother sheep continued to bother the family, tirelessly calling for her baby. Maria, observing her, realized that not even the rain could diminish the mother's focus. Faced with this, Maria made a drastic decision. She took a slaughter rifle and went to meet the sheep. Some more time passed, and the man who had been left on the road arrived at Maria and Ingvar's farm, falling asleep in the barn. It was Petur, Ingvar's brother. He woke up late, and it was already lunchtime. To his surprise, Ada appeared and sat at the table. Maria told her that Petur was her uncle, who had come to visit Daddy, and that she didn't need to be embarrassed. Ingvar explained to his brother that Ada wasn't used to strangers. Despite the huge surprise, Petur had an incredible reaction. He remained silent. At first, Petur respected the situation and remained calm, although his thoughts were racing. He even left his brother, whom he was helping paint, to check the truth of the situation. That was when he saw Maria and Ada in the bathtub, still in disbelief. But Maria was extremely happy, something he rarely saw when he visited his brother, watching the two of them playing in the bathtub. Ingvar, noticing his brother spying, gave a simple and objective answer. Later, at bedtime, Maria took Ada to say goodnight, but the child only made a few whimpers. Ingvar told his brother that he could stay as long as he wanted, as he was very welcome, but he asked only one thing, that he not interfere in his and Maria's life, as he had now found family happiness. The problem was that Petur had feelings for Maria, which, of course, she did not reciprocate. He told her that he was playing house with the animal and that the game was very boring. That afternoon, he gave Ada grass, calling her a lamb, saying that this was how the animal was fed. This made Ingvar extremely angry, but Petur insisted that Ada was not a child, but an animal. That night, Petur came up with a plan. He took his brother's rifle and took Ada with him towards the mountains. There, he would do what his brother didn't have the courage to do. He would kill Ada. But when he pointed the gun, the situation became difficult, and due to some feeling, he couldn't kill his niece. After that, in addition to sparing Ada's life, he even made her sleep in his arms. Petur seemed to have started to love the sheep child too, and the next day he even took her fishing, having fun with Ada all afternoon. However, they ended up walking back because the tractor was cutting. Now, all the content is fair, very different from the atmosphere of months ago. They drank all afternoon, watched a game, and then had fun with a cassette tape of a video clip of Petur at his peak as a musician, starting to dance a lot. However, this joy was numbered, because Ada went out while they were dancing and saw a creature that scared, and even worse, killed their poor little dog. This scared Ada, but she went to bed with her father, who was visibly drunk. Taking advantage of the situation, Petur tried to get closer to Maria, insinuating that he would tell Ada that he had seen her kill her biological mother. But she tricked him, locking him in a room, buying time. She sat down and played the piano, realizing that she did not necessarily have to betray her husband, since her family was complete. This led to a decision. In the morning, she would give Petur money and send him away. Later, Maria took him to the bus stop on the hill so that Petur could return to the capital. When Ingvar woke up, his brother had already left. He decided to go out with Ada to try to fix the tractor. But the real tension of the film was about to begin. When she got home, Maria realized that no one was there and began to worry. It was then that she was shot near the mountains and ran in despair. It was then that something incredible was revealed. A creature that visited the females on cold days and that killed the poor puppy was an adult hybrid of man and sheep, with a rather frightening appearance. The creature shot Ingvar twice in the neck, clearly showing that it was a form of revenge against Ingvar. Ada, seeing all the suffering of her beloved father falling to the ground, was taken by the hybrid creature, who seemed to be her biological father, even crying over Ingvar's body. When Maria finds Ingvar, he has already died. Asking about Ada, she breaks down in tears before her dead husband. Maria notices something enigmatic in front of her, even though there is nothing in front of her eyes. The film ends with Maria staring at the horizon, in tears, completely alone and without anyone. So, what did you think of this peculiar plot? Stories like Ingvar and Maria's make us reflect on the limits of love, loss, and what is considered normal. If this analysis caught your attention and piqued your curiosity, leave a like to let us know that you enjoy this type of content. Comment below with your theories, what shocked you the most, or if you've ever watched something similar. Your opinion is very important to us. And of course, to not miss any of our upcoming analyses and dives into such unique cinematic universes, subscribe to the channel and activate the bell. That way, you will be notified whenever we have a new video. See you next time.